want to talk to you about the what you're being asked to vote on. So there's 3 different votes being put to you. There's 3 different resolutions. The first is for this proposed deed of settlement. Do you agree that Te Whānau Apanui should sign up to this deed of settlement for the historic treaty breaches of the Crown? So the first one is about the settlement itself, the deed of settlement. The second resolution is about the PSGE, which is the post-settlement governance entity. Who will manage the settlement and be the administrators of the settlement for the iwi going forward? The proposal is that there's a trust called Te taumata o Ngā Hapū o Te Whānau Apanui Trust, and the trust deed for that is to be made available also on the website. And the resolution being put to you is if you agree that Te taumata o Ngā Hapū o Te Whānau Apanui Trust should be the post-settlement governance entity for this treaty settlement. The next resolution number 3, is about the constitutional documents of that post-settlement governance entity. It's essentially about whether you agree that that post-settlement governance entity should also be the entity recognised by the government for fisheries and aquaculture assets for the iwi. If you agree with that, then you vote yes for that resolution 3 as well. So there's 3 different resolutions, just to clarify. Number 1, the big resolution is about, do you agree with this treaty settlement? Do you vote in favour of this treaty settlement? Number 2, do you agree with the proposed post-settlement governance entity that's been put up? Number 3, do you agree that the post-settlement governance entity that's been put up should also be the mandated iwi organisation for fisheries and for aquaculture? Those are the 3 votes. 1 person, 3 votes into the decision-making, collective decision-making. Once those are all tallied up by the independent election company that's working with us, they will report back, and they will report back to Apanui, and they will report back to the Crown to say if those resolutions have passed or not, or what percentage of the votes has been in favour or against. And from there, that will be reported back to the iwi, obviously, and then a decision will be made as if that threshold is high enough for us to proceed to sign the treaty settlement that's on the table. Like we've said all the way through this, e te whānau, kia koutou te mana, this is up to the iwi to make a collective decision. This is no longer about us as the lawyers or the negotiators or the team that's brought the deed of settlement to this date. Not even really about the Hapū chairs at this point. This is about your whānau and your Hapū collectives making decisions, all of you participating in the decision. You can say yes or you can say no to each of those resolutions. The only real accountability standard that we've had all the way through these negotiations is whether these things are good enough for our mokopuna. Mo te mana me te tapu o ngā mokopuna kei te whai mai. So those are decisions for you to make without interference, I suppose, from any other whakaaro about the negotiators or the process so far. Now we just need you to objectively weigh up. Do you agree with the settlement? Do you agree with the PSGE? Should the PSGE also manage fisheries and aquaculture assets on behalf of the iwi? Follow up for more information on the website.